For more than 100 years, the tragic fate of HMS Hawke lay cloaked in silence beneath the cold waters of the North Sea. On the 15th of October, 1914, at the dawn of the First World War, the British cruiser was struck by a torpedo fired from a German U-boat. In less than 8 minutes, the ship was lost-dragged to the depths, along with 524 of her crew. Only 70 sailors survived. For the families and for the nation, it was a loss too sudden, too silent, and for decades without closure. Generations of historians, naval enthusiasts, and descendants of the fallen wondered, where did HMS Hawke come to rest? What became of the proud vessel and the men who served aboard her? That chapter, long sealed by salt and time, was finally reopened in August 2024. A dedicated team of divers and researchers from the Lost in Waters Deep expedition announced they had located the wreck lying some 70 miles east of Fraserburgh, Scotland. To their astonishment, the vessel remained astonishingly intact, preserved beneath the North Sea like a solemn guardian of the past. But this was more than a discovery. It was an act of remembrance. Launched in 1891, HMS Hawke was an Edgar-class protected cruiser. She had served the Royal Navy for over 2 decades before war finally caught up with her. Despite being submerged for more than a century, much of the ship was untouched by time. Her signature teak decking still lies in place. The captain's walkways remain firm at the stern, and most haunting of all the portholes remain open, as if waiting for the crew to return. Peering through those portholes, the divers witnessed a world frozen in its final moments. Crockery still rests on the floor, teacups, bowls, plates undisturbed. The relics are not merely artifacts. They are silent witnesses to lives interrupted, dreams dashed, and duty fulfilled. As diver Steve Mortimer put it, she was taken completely by surprise. The portholes are open. You can look in and see the rooms just as they were. It was as if time itself had paused at the moment of impact. The tragedy unfolded in the earliest days of the Great War, when HMS Hawke was part of the Royal Navy's 10th Cruiser Squadron. On the morning of the attack, the ship had just completed a mail transfer with another vessel, when a German U-9 submarine loomed silently beneath the wave. A single torpedo tore into the starboard side, sealing the ship's fate within minutes. There was no time, no chance to send word, no hope for most on board. For decades, HMS Hawke's fate was lost to history. Yet through meticulous research examining 1,914 naval records, submarine logs, and even Scottish fisheries reports from the 1980s, the Lost in Waters Deep team pieced together the puzzle. One particular obstruction on the seabed, noted and long forgotten, led them to her resting place. The reason for the ship's preservation lies in the sea itself. The nutrient-poor waters of that part of the North Sea have limited the marine life that normally erodes wrecks. What remains now is not merely a sunken vessel, but a remarkable time capsulean opportunity to step back into the era of dreadnoughts and telegrams, of duty and empire. Cannons still lie in place. Navy-marked porcelain glints faintly in the dark. Every detail speaks volumes to those who know how to listen. For scholars and naval historians, this is a rare chance to study the engineering, daily life, and final moments aboard a Royal Navy cruiser during wartime. For families of the fallen, it offers long overdue resolution, and for the world, it stands as a hallowed reminder of what was lost. But HMS Hawke is more than a shipwreck. It is a war grave, a sacred place where over 500 men gave their lives. It is a memorial beneath the CA solemn space, where memory lies heavy and history rests quietly. The rediscovery of HMS Hawke is not just an answer to a century-old mystery, it is an act of preservation for truth, for honor, and for the enduring human spirit. In a world so quick to forget, let us remember.